Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Olivia Aida, and in this video, I will do a presentation about field research space projects 2026 in order to fulfilling the teaching English as foreign language course. So our teams consist of 4 members, which is Alvita Nurliani, Devani Putri Warsito, Nabila Ardiningrum, and me, Olivia Aida Sabrina. Okay, so moving on to background of the study, the English learning enhances basic communication skills in an international context. Selected materials we choose focusing on self-introduction, family, classroom object, singular or plural usage, demonstrative, and prepositions. Aim to build essential vocabulary. These resources help improve students' understanding and confidence in using basic English for effective communication in various situations. And the research question is, can 7th grade students in MTS Al Husna understand basic English materials? Descriptions of research object. So, this research was conducted in MTS Al Husna. The teaching process was done in 2 days, focusing on 2 classes, May 11th, 2006, and 7A class, and May 13th, 2026 at 7B class. So each classes has 20 students with different levels of English proficiency. And the media we use for teaching is PowerPoint, LCD projector, and laptop. Also a whiteboard and marker. So research objectives and benefits that this study aims to examine the basic English knowledge from middle schoolers, especially in 7th grade students of MTS Al Husna. Specifically, the study aims to students are able to introduce themselves in simple English. Second, students are able to describe things. Third, students know and learn new vocabulary. Fourth, students are able to identify objects around them in English. Next, students are able to use a preposition in a sentence, and then students are able to use numbers in English. These are the research objectives and benefits. Benefits for students is, first one is to gain confidence in speaking and answering in English. Increase motivation and interest in learning English. And then active in participations of classroom activities. And then the benefit for teachers is to build a positive relationship between students and teacher. Support for creating a more effective and enjoyable learning environment, and then understand better in classroom management. Theoretical framework. Schema theory outlines how individuals organize and interpret information, influencing learning, memory, and academic success. Review activities aimed at activating prior knowledge about fundamental English concepts, including self-introductions, family, classroom objects, singular or plural forms, and prepositions, were designed to reinforce students' understanding, according to Maivani in 2024. And these are analytics and discussion. The first one is to analyze the phenomenon. To answer the question in the first slide, can 7th grade students in MTS Al Husna understand basic English materials? Students can understand the material despite appearing on focus during lessons, contrasting with their engagement during quizzes, especially when prizes are involved. This discrepancy in attention might impede the teaching and learning progress. This discrepancy in attention may impede the teaching and learning process. Next is discussion. The core cycle is The core cycle, as a step-by-step process, it consists of planning action, observation, and reflection. First, we plan the teaching materials. Next, we teach the activity. Then, we monitor what is happening during the activity. Finally, we observe the 2 classes that have been taught. First one, planning. A structured lesson plan was created prior to the teaching activity to outline learning objectives and select review materials on various topics such as self-introduction, family, and basic English concepts. This planning ensured that research and assessment methods were in place to evaluate students' understanding and align the session with the intended learning outcomes. Next, action. During the session, materials were explained to students followed by their demonstration of understanding. An ice-breaking activity was conducted to enhance engagement before discussing prepositions, where students arranged sentences based on object position. The session concluded with a short quiz to assess comprehension and evaluate the effectiveness of the learning activity. Next, moving on to observation. During the observation stage, student participation and understanding were assessed. Most students successfully answered the teacher's questions, showing enthusiasm in activities such as practice session and discussion. Their response indicated comprehension of basic English concepts, including self-introduction, family, classroom objects, and the usage of singular or plural, demonstrative, and prepositions. Next is a reflections. The teaching activity effectively review materials that have been delivered by teachers. Most students actively participated through interactive quizzes. However, some students needed additional assistance with sentence construction. Future lessons should incorporate more practice opportunities. While the first class, 7A, was enthusiastic, the second class, 7B, was less active but showed improved politeness, revealing varying levels of engagement despite of the common interest in the quiz. And then teaching methods. So we use control techniques. Control practice enables learners to use new language in a limited context, reflecting a shift from traditional methods to a focus on communication. Brown, 2001. Classification of language teaching method is reference, emphasizing manipulative techniques such as drilling, dictation, and reading aloud to elicit predictable responses from students. And then continue to communicative language teaching, a distinguishing characteristic of the communicative language and teaching, or CLT, approach is its emphasis on students as active individuals who achieve knowledge through active learning, and had a transformative impact on foreign language education by placing greater emphasis on fluency, interaction, and real-world communication, as opposed to rote memorization and grammar drills, according to Salmanova in 2025. Signifies an effective pedagogical approach with the potential to enhance students' awareness of independent learning and upgrade their proficiency in independent study. Basing on the premise that a group of students can collaborate to complete a learning task, it facilitates identification of individual strengths and weaknesses, the complementation of each other's abilities, and the cultivation of a more dynamic learning environment, according to Zhang et al. In 2024. Next one is lexical approach. So the lexical approach is a language teaching method that prioritizes vocabulary and word combinations over traditional grammar-focused techniques. It emphasized the creative use of vocabulary to enhance speaking ease, supported by corpus linguistics, which provides practical language data. The approach highlights common expression and demonstrates its teaching implication, as noted by Lewis, 1997. Finally, reaching the conclusions, so the teaching activity identified different levels of understanding in basic English among students. Many show proficiency in self-introduction, classroom objects, and prepositions, while others face challenge with vocabulary recall and sentence constructions. The review session successfully highlighted strength and areas for improvement, enhancing the reinforcement and fundamental English concept and boosting student engagement. And these are the references we're using for today's presentation. And thank you so much for watching the video. I'll be giving the footage of our teaching after this presentation. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to